what is it that you want and what fits within your strategy, then going into, well, what are these locations around Australia that are actually showing those good signs of growth? Because there's opportunity cost that's involved. And what I mean by that is, if you invest your $500,000 somewhere and it grows at 5%, if you invest in another, like if you would have invested,
you could invest in another location
at a 7% growth rate, that's a 2% growth rate per annum, and that compounds quite dramatically. So a 7.2% compounding growth rate over a 10-year period, that doubles your asset value.
Wow!
So that's
doubles it.
Yeah. So that's what obviously we're going to try and target, but finding those growth locations is key, and then that doesn't stop there. It goes into asset selection, and that's where I like to really, my skill set really hones in on. You can find the best local government area or suburb based on data, but if you're picking the pig asset in that location, it's going to underperform, and that's going to stop you from your future growth, which you can draw down on that equity to either purchase more properties or create your own lifestyle. So there's that component of it as well, and then you get into how to analyze, how to negotiate on properties. There's so much here.
So much. I had this conversation in the last 2 weeks, I've had this conversation on opportunity costs in property. One with somebody in my family, not my immediate family, like extended family. And I'll tell that story in a second because I think it's valuable to know. But also somebody else that is a friend that has one property. And it's funny to see that somebody can have one property and they may have owned it for 5 years or 10 years and they don't know how much equity they've got and they don't understand the opportunity cost of them holding that asset and knowing what they could do if they either, not saying you need to sell, but if it was an option to sell and reinvest in another location and or keep it and then take some equity out, and the opportunity cost of keeping that equity in the property versus investing that equity in somewhere else and making that money work for you. So that was one friend that I talked to, but the person in my family, and it was just on Monday that I was talking about this. I know it was Tuesday, and so that's 3 days ago, and talking about like somebody has a property, it's worth about $2 million in a location in Australia, and they're at an age where they're able to retire, or they're going to be retiring very soon. And I asked the person, how much do you rent that property out for? And it was around like $800, $900 a week. And I thought, okay, $2 million property that you own. I'm thinking about just where I live in Palm Beach. If you went and bought just a $2 million property in Palm Beach, you could probably go away and rent that out for at the time of recording, close to like $1,500, $1,600 a week in rent for a 4-bedroom home, and you would basically double your rental income. And it's just by understanding being in the right location at the right time and having the opportunity costs. So I like to be a bit scientific around it, and I come to Sam with all these questions, and
they're good questions.
He actually ends up just talking to me for like half an hour on the phone about property, and we're like, fuck, why didn't we just record this and like
here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.